Hey, Walking Discovery crew, Steven here. Right now, I'm getting ready for a walking session in North Baltimore, as well as gearing up for a walk and talk interview with our longtime friend and volunteer leader with the group, Claire Potter. Claire is an autistic woman who I've been fortunate enough to talk to a lot over our 4 years of knowing each other. We've talked about her struggles of being an autistic young adult in the workforce, her many success stories and overcoming personal hurdles, as well as most importantly, exploring, having fun, and developing a great friendship. I just want to say, if you like videos highlighting unique perspectives, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Like the video to send it out to people who could really use this information. If you can, support us on Patreon. Anyway, Claire is leading the crafting session for today, and she asked me to get some things prepared. So I'm going to finish some prep work, and we'll see you in a few.
Claire, what's up?
Hi, this is Claire Potter with Walking Discovery. Today I'm leading a craft exercise at Wyman Park, and we're going to our house. See ya!
Let's just walk a little bit. It's weird to talk in front of people, so. Hey, Walking Discovery crew, it's Steven and Claire here. We're starting our day at the Baltimore Museum of Art. Claire's gonna be leading a crafting exercise today, and we're gonna be shooting a little walk and talk interview. So, Claire, here's the floor. How's your day going today?
Good.
What you been up to?
I watched a movie this morning and read a book.
What movie did you watch?
It was, my roommate and I were finishing a movie, we still finished it, that we started last night. It's like a rom-com movie.
Rom-com, your favorite.
Yes.
Same with romance novels.
Yes.
I know that you love very much.
Yes.
Great. Well, I just wanted to start off a little informal, but could you let everybody know who you are and a little bit about yourself?
My name is Claire Potter. I have autism, among other disabilities. I have a college degree, a bachelor's in history. I live in an apartment in Pikesville, and I have a roommate.
Talking about your newfound independence, your roommate situation, that's been a new development, right?
Yeah, I had a roommate before, and we didn't get along.
Okay, and
so now she moved out, and so now I have a roommate that's very sweet and nice.
Was finding an apartment and the whole process of moving out from your parents' house, was that something that was exciting, challenging? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I went to boarding school twice, and I went to college away from home for 4 years, so I was used to living on my own, so it wasn't like...
It's an easy transition.
Easy transition, yeah.
Gotcha. And what college did you go to?
It was a small liberal arts college in West Virginia called Davis and Elkins College. It was a art college for neurotypical students, but there were some kids with disabilities there because they had a really good academic learning center to help with other stuff besides just academics. And they really helped me, and so I was able to get my college degree.
Great. And what did you get a degree in?
Early childhood education and history.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I got an associate's degree and a bachelor's in 4 years.
Pretty impressive. I tried college out for a little bit, did not work out for me like it did for you.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. And so with early childhood education and history, you must have been kind of looking for a specific type of job, or...
I wanted to be a preschool teacher. I tried that out, but it didn't really work out. And I had another job and that didn't work out. So I decided to pause. I always wanted to work at a bookstore as a kid. I always wanted to be a bookseller. And so I got a job at Barnes & Noble. I worked there for over a year. But Barnes & Noble closed down for renovations. So I got laid off. Everybody got laid off besides the managers.
Wow.
And so then I got a job at Mayball Clothing Store in Harbor East.
Cool. And is that where you work now?
Yes.
That's awesome. Good for you. After struggling for so long with finding a job, you finally landed something that fits your...
Yeah, I'm really good at selling things to people. I can really sell so much money worth of stuff.
Well, it must be your award-winning personality.
You must take out your grandfather. I'm a really good seller. I can sell anything to anyone.
Good for you. That's a skill to have in this modern age of ours. Everyone with their side hustles and their Etsy pages and everything. So thank you for sharing about your history there. I wanted to ask you, being an autistic woman in the workforce must be challenging to be disabled and also have to be striving for jobs and making money and living on your own.
Yeah, it is.
So why is it important for you to have a job and be independent?
It's important because I want to be as normal as possible. And working is important to me because I want to make money.
Yeah.
And I love working because I get to be with people that are neurotypical. I like to be with people that are neurotypical.
You like to be with people who are neurotypical?
Yeah. Because when I went to college, I was friends with all neurotypical people. And so I like to be around neurotypical people. I like working because it's just fun working. I like to do stuff that I'm interested in. For a job, I have a fun time working. And also, having an apartment is important because I don't want to live with my mom and dad my whole life.
You're a people person also, so working with people is something that seems like it's satisfying to you.
Yes, yes.
But you also work part-time with Walking Discovery too.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome. Do you want to tell anybody about your history with Walking Discovery?
Steven said that I was still doing Walking Discovery as a client. He said, no, I think you should be a volunteer. This would be really good for you. And at the time I was looking into getting a job working with people with disabilities. So I thought I would do Walking Discovery to try it out, and I was really good at it, and I worked with Steven for like the fall and summer.
Life in the city, it's noisy and loud. Here, let's cut this way.
I did it for like a year, and then Steven said he would hire me as one of the staff at Walking Discovery.
You ever been to Paper Moon?
Yeah, I just had the milkshakes. They're really good.
I'm doing it for the video. You ever been to Paper Moon?
Yes, I have.
What's your favorite thing to get from there?
Caramel.
Caramel milkshake? You have been definitely an invaluable part of the team for the past, what, 3.5, 4 years now?
3.5, 4 years, yeah.
Which is incredible, because it feels like we've known each other for a long time, but also it feels like we've only just begun our being coworkers and friends with each other at this point. Hoping for many more years of you on the team. Don't get no other social club your attention, because we need you here in Walking Discovery. And so you mentioned earlier about wanting to work with disabled people, and those have been ambitions of yours for a long time?
No, long time. When I left preschool teaching, I thought, and I started working at Walking Discovery, I realized how good I was with working with people with disabilities. So I thought I could try it out and maybe like one-on-one aid when I fell in love with that. So
here, why don't we take a seat here on this stone ledge, and we can finish talking because my arm is getting tired. All right, so you mentioned some of your personal hobbies with reading and arts and crafts and things like that, but what other things do you like to do for fun?
I like to ski. I'm in Special Olympics skiing. I won gold medals. Every year I've done it, I won all gold medals in the advanced swims category.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was like that. Good for you. And you just hurt yourself skiing, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I hurt myself in the chairlift.
Can I show people your knee? Jeez. So would you take a tumble out there?
No, I was on the chairlift and I wasn't paying attention to the chair coming up, and so I wasn't paying attention. I was talking, and my ski dragged back behind my chair, and my leg went out odd angle.
Wait, you not paying attention and talking? I can't believe it. Just pulling your leg. I don't know if that's a good joke considering the circumstances. But what else besides skiing?
I like travel.
Tell us about where you've traveled to.
I travel mostly all over the U.S. I've been to Amsterdam, Berlin, London, Scotland, and I've been France.
All over the place. From our conversations, it seems like you're really into European culture and history, right?
Yes, yes. I like to thrift shop.
Thrift shop? Anything you're wearing thrifted today?
This.
Nice!
I love thrift shopping. I'm kind of obsessed with.
Yeah? That's a way to spend your money that you're making, right?
Yeah.
And buy
shopping in general, I'm obsessed with.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your interest. Let's dive a little deeper. I guess one of the questions I wanted to ask was, were you diagnosed as a child or teen or later in life?
Later in life.
How old were you?
Well, I had like 2 diagnoses as a kid that are into the category of autism nowadays, but I wasn't officially really diagnosed with autism until I get the title of autism until after college.
Really? I didn't know that about you. Did you have trouble coming to terms with it, or did you always feel like you were autistic? Or
I had feelings that I had something similar to autism. People told me the fact, I think you have autism, and I had a feeling I was autistic.
So it didn't come as too much of a surprise when you were diagnosed?
No.
Was it like a sigh of relief to you to kind of know what was going on?
Kind of, because I was struggling with teaching and certain things and it made that kind of sense.
In what ways do you think your autism has made it more challenging to help you find a job and navigate life after college?
Well, like certain like skills in the workforce, like accepting feedback, understanding like tasks, like initiating tasks, multi-step tasks, remembering those, like social skills. I'm really good with social skills, but it took me a long time to learn social skills. When I was younger, I promised making friends.
It must have been challenging, especially before your diagnosis as a kid, to be like, what's going on? Why can't I pick up on these like social things and develop those relationships?
I mean, I had like issues as a kid, like, but we thought it was like other issues I was having, other problems I had. We didn't realize it was autism. Nowadays, like when I talk to someone, I meet them for the first time, I really connect with them. I can connect with people really easily when I first meet them. I bond with people easily.
Was that something that you had to like train, or was that something you've always been the natural at?
Well, I mean, I always like felt comfortable with people when I first met them, but sometimes I would be like too friendly and stuff, and it'd be weird. And for years, like I didn't know how to have a conversation. Like a lot of times, like I would just talk about myself, or like I would like go on long rants.
Do you have ADHD as well?
Yes.
Okay. We can relate to each other in that way. I've heard a common thread between like autism and ADHD, especially when it comes to socializing, is being quote unquote too intense for people.
Yes.
And I have had that problem myself, where as I come off strong, especially when I'm anxious, I talk a whole lot more than I would normally.
Me too.
So you and I have that in common.
Yeah. And also like the whole executive functioning thing, it also has to do, autism has the same issues. So my parents thought, oh, you have ADHD, but it's actually the autism.
And I guess with comorbidity, like having autism and ADHD, it must be really hard challenge for doctors and yourself to like figure out where the line ends between both.
Yeah.
So interesting, and I didn't even realize that you had ADHD. Now that you say it, I'm not fully surprised. No offense, but it takes one to know one. What advice would you give to young adults who are in your shoes, like when you were kind of going through college and graduating, who are like wanting to find independence, wanting to find a job? What would you tell to those people to help them?
If it doesn't work out right away, just like keep looking up for jobs. I thought my dream was to be a preschool teacher, and that was like work for like more than like 5-6 years. All the high school, some middle school, pre-college, and college. My whole resume was all kid stuff, and so I had to like try to figure out what I wanted to do as a job profession, and I finally found my niche. And you just have to find your niche.
And I think what you were going along before you said that, I'm going to work with kids, I'm going to do preschool, I'm going to do elementary school, and then that didn't happen for you. Mm-hmm. And you had to pivot, right?
Yeah.
So it's not always what you're looking for in the beginning, but it's wherever the path takes you, and finding which branch of that path makes the most sense at the time.
Yeah.
You can always reevaluate what you want to do. And just because it's not like exactly what you wanted when you were daydreaming as a child, doesn't mean it can't be just as fulfilling and awesome.
Yeah.
It's the same way with me and Walking Discovery. It's another thing that you and I have in common, is that we both wanted to be teachers. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher, high school teacher, elementary school teacher, whatever type of teacher. I just always wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And then I realized I couldn't do school. And then I pivoted and I said, you know what? Teaching's not a profession as much as it is a feeling, and it's a type of person. And I feel like I'm a teacher still without being an actual teacher. And just like you're finding your footing, you're working with Walking Discovery, you're leading groups, and you're making your way, you will find that feeling for yourself as time goes on. And I think you've already have in a lot of ways.
When I was a kid, like I was really pushed towards being a teacher. Like you can't do that, you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna do that. And so I was always pushed towards being a teacher. So that's like that's what I ended up wanting to do.
What drives you to want to work with people and help others?
That's who I am. I like to be around people, I like to help people.
Makes perfect sense why you'd want to do that then.
Yeah.
Well, Claire, we got to get ourselves some lunch so we can fuel up for this art activity that you're leading. Yeah. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, let's mosey on. In addition to working at the clothing store and leading for Walking Discovery, Claire also has her own small business where she sells paintings of flowers. The group offers her more opportunities to hone her skills for other aspects of her life. All right, Claire, we're making it back to the BMA. Thank you so much for joining us and giving your thoughts and a little bit about your perspective. Hopefully a lot of the information that you gave out will be helpful for people in your shoes out there. Anything else you want to say while we wrap things up?
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. This is Claire and Steven from Walking Discovery, and we're out.
Bye.
Thanks for making it to the end of another video. If you would like to support Walking Discovery, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and consider pledging $5 or more to our Patreon.
See ya. That was bad. That was terrible. There we go. All right. Later.